Hello everyone, it's me, Riley Rose, and today is a very special day. We are going to be reading a story called The Day Hello Kitty Said Goodbye. Let's get started. It was a perfect day outside. The sun shined through my window and I heard birds chirping in the distance. There was a warm, gentle breeze blowing through the grass in the meadows. I wished that I could have stayed outside all day picking flowers and enjoying the sun. But it was my 6-month anniversary with my boyfriend, Glenn. We planned to go out for breakfast, then spend the rest of the day at his house swimming in his pool. After thinking for a bit, I got out of bed to get ready for the day. My name is Hello Kitty, or just Kitty, whatever. My parents and little sister Mimi are on a special cruise and had to leave me home. Mimi had won Tuesday cruise in a school science fair, but there was only 3 tickets, so I had to be left alone. First, I took a hot shower and used my vanilla-scented soap, which I saved for special occasions. Once I got out, I blow-dried my hair and brushed my teeth and went to my closet and picked out a light pink dress with a matching bow and high heels. I also got a bag and threw in my bathing suit along with it, and some sunscreen, lip gloss, and a hairbrush. As I was pouring myself a cup of coffee, my cell phone suddenly rang. I put my cup down and picked up the phone to see who was calling me. It was Glenn. I was so happy to talk to him, but I just wanted to know one thing. Why was he calling me? I finally answered the phone, hoping our date wasn't to be cancelled. "Hey Glenn, what's up?" I asked. No reply. Suddenly, I heard noises in the background. It was a female voice. My honor. Glenn's voice doing the same. "Happy smoking hot anniversary, Jamie," he coded to the girl. She moaned a bit, then replied, "Happy 6th anniversary, baby, and may there be many, many more." I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Glenn must have accidentally dialed me. After I hung up, I sat down and wept in my hands. "Glenn, how could you do this?" I cried myself. Finally, I decided to get up and face him and make him confess. I get in my car, knowing I will never forgive him, and drove to wherever we were going to meet at the restaurant. As I drove, I could think of nothing but how Glenn had been lying to me this whole month we had been dating. He had also been lying to that other slut, Jamie. Although I doubt she would care too much about that. She probably has lots more men she has sex with and trips for. Ugh. I finally got to the mall and picked a spot closest to the restaurant. This was it. I wiped away my tears with a tissue, put on a fake smile, and got out. Saw Glenn staring outside the entrance. It took all my power not to cry. He looked at me, his eyes full of joy. I walked to him, still smiling, and punched him right in the face. "Ow!" he yelled. "What the hell was that for?" I looked at him straight in my eyes and replied with as much poison in my tone as possible. "I thought I could trust you. I thought you loved me, and thought I was the only one, but apparently you also loved Jamie. Anyone else, you jackass?" Glenn stared at me in disbelief. "But wait, how did you?" he started to say, but I cut him off. "You fucking butt dialed me, you loser. That's how. I can't believe you. I loved you. I was always there for you. And this is how you repay me? We're over, asshole." For a second, Glenn was speechless. He finally replied to me, crushing my heart forever. "Fine, I don't need you. All you are is a bitch. You're a worthless piece of shit, and you don't deserve to live. You're a fucking disgrace. You should go die. I never want to see your face again. Hello, Kitty." Don't call me that. Now, it's goodbye, Kitty, because this is the last time you'll ever see me. Go to hell, you asshole. Then I turned around and ran to my car, tears streaming down my face. I drove off, wishing my life was over. I got home, sobbing with disbelief and pain. "How could you?" I screamed, tears flowing down my eyes. "How fucking could you?" I ran to the kitchen, got a sharp steak knife. "This is for you and all your bullshit." Okay. I needed to get myself together, but I just couldn't. I was a disaster. After crying a bit more, I got up and went to the fridge. Glenn had bought over some beers from a few nights ago. Even though he's only like 17 and I'm 16, he insisted that we try it. I took the bottle, opened it, and chugged half of the bottle. I sat down, choking on it. I didn't care though, and drank the whole bottle. 3 beers later, I could barely move. I was drunk, extremely drunk. I took one last drink before I fell out of my chair. I stared at the ceiling, the white paint hurting my eyes. Then it hurt so bad, blinding me with light, until I threw up. Then everything went black. My eyes opened to the sun shining in them. I was laying on the ground next to my chair. I didn't know how long I'd been out. All I knew is that Glenn thought I was a worthless piece of shit. I slowly got up, causing the room to stead. I crawled up the stairs and went into my room to change. I held onto my closet door to steady myself, then took off my dress. I threw it in the trash can along with my bow and heels. I looked in my closet and saw all my bright clothes, so bright they hurt my eyes. I took all of them out, threw them in the trash, where my pink dress was. All the bright bros, all the bright shoes went too. All was left was 2 black shirts, a pair of black skinny jeans, a black bow, and my black Doc Martens. Perfect. After going back downstairs to clean up my puke, I decided to take a shower to get off the blood, makeup, and vomit off me. I stepped in to get clean, and got clean. As I washed my hair, I threw up some more and went down the drain. Once I was done, I stepped out of the shower and went into my vanity dresser. My little sister Mimi worked at the hair salon and got free samples. I pulled out the tape labeled permanent hair dye, black. First, I read the instructions and slowly squeezed the hair dye into my hair. Rubbing it in, I washed the hair dye off my hands, then waited for an hour. I was supposed to. After the hour, I rinsed the dye out and grabbed the scissors, cutting my long hair into a short, jagged look. There, I said to myself, and slipped up the hair. Now Glenn will never recognize me. The next day, I decided to go to the mall and get some more clothes. I went to some golf store and get more clothes. Everything one color, black. I picked some eyeliner and got some new bows. Then a girl walked in and asked me, "Oh my god, what's with all the black?" She was a stuck-up bitch, I could tell. I looked up at her and replied, "Zero expression, because blackness is all I feel." I got home and put all my new clothes in my closet. Everything was one color, including my shoes. Everything with color was gone, never to be seen again. Just like I was never to be seen for Glenn again. No, don't you fucking cry, I told myself. Not this again. I was so sad, so alone, so lost. I needed someone to tell me I wasn't worthless, but no one was there. I was completely alone. I stepped out of my car and shut the door. It was raining and I stood near an alley. This is where my friend Pedro usually hangs out, and I knew he would help me. I walked into the alley and looked around. I finally saw one guy in a fedora, in a trench coat. Pedro. "Hey Pedro, is that you?" I asked curiously. He stared at me for a while, then replied, "Sorry, I don't recognize you, or know you. State your name and business." He usually said that kind of stuff to people he didn't know. Classic Pedro. "Oh, cut the crap, Pedro. It's me, Hello Kitty." He stared at me in the face, confusion, then gave me a big hug. Girl, what happened to you?" "Oh, it doesn't matter. How are you, girl?" Pedro stepped back and looked at me, and I noticed how he never seemed to change. Actually, not so good. You see, I broke up with my boyfriend, and I kinda need something to numb the pain." Pedro studied me for a long time before saying, "Okay, girl, what do you want? Free discounts for friends?" I came home that night totally hammered. I snorted some coke, smoked some weed, drank a shitload of alcohol, brushed my teeth, dripped some toothpaste everywhere, then finally crawled into bed and sat on the edge of it. But I was so out of it, I fell out of there and passed out on the floor. I had a massive headache in the morning. The hot summer air was choking me. I ran to the bathroom and threw up everywhere I had in my stomach. After I was done, I looked at myself in the mirror. I stared at myself in shock. Not eating for a week and a half made me lose most of my weight. I was white as a ghost, I mean you kind of already were. My short black hair was messy and jagged. I looked like a disaster. Dark circles were around my eyes, black against my pale skin. I couldn't be like this when school starts. They would freak out and send me back home where I live. Isolated from all humans, I can't do this, but all I feel is darkness. After she had an incident with coke, No thanks, I'm good, Mom. Just getting ready for senior year, that's all. I'm fine, really. Ugh, like she cared anyway. Oh, alright then. Bye, honey. I miss you. And then she hung up. I put my phone down and put my head in my hands. I had to lie to my own mother. This sucks. I can't do this. And school starts soon. Weeks passed. I kept doing drugs, cutting and drinking. I couldn't sleep or eat. I came to the point where I was high all the time. Pedro delivered the drugs to my house. He even tried to convince me to stop after seeing how skinny and pale I was. I had gotten. But I never stopped. I didn't want to stop. Ever. It was finally time to start school. My hair was getting longer, so I cut it. This time my bangs my face and spiky with red tips, and the rest of my hair is around my head. Pedro said I look like an anime boy. I flipped him the bird for that. As I applied my black eyeliner thickly around my eyes, I thought about how I had no friends. Glenn was in college now. I'm all alone. I knew no one would recognize me that I've changed. I grabbed my Slayer black backpack and headed out the door. Did you see that girl over there? Look at her scars, emo. They would say things like that and far worse. By the end of the day, no one remembered my name. They just knew me as the freak in the corner of the room. Finally, lunch break came, and I sat in the corner and cried. "Hello, are you alright?" a boy asked. "No, go away. I want to be alone." I didn't even have to look up. The boy sat next down to me, and I looked up at him. He was tall, wore black clothes, eyeliner, and had electric blue hair that covered his right eye. My name's Ash. What's yours? He asked. Hello Kitty, I replied. He stared, the tears on my face. Can I call you Kit? He asked. I waited the tears away. Sure, why not? Go ahead. Ash stared into my eyes, and then we talked for a while. Ash was a great friend. He was very talkative and made me feel better. I was less lonely and felt like I could go on. I hate my life a little less now. Okay, life's starting to get a little better for her. Okay. Come on, I want you to meet my friends, he told me. We walked over to the corner where his friends were hanging out. Hey guys, this is Kat. She's really cool. I think you guys will like her. Ash looked at me and smiled. Go ahead, say hi. I greeted everyone and they introduced themselves. Hi Kat, my name's Tess, she said excitedly. Tess had long dark purple hair and wore all the colors of the rainbow. What's up? I'm Alex, Alex said calmly. He had short, spiky black hair and piercing green eyes. Hey, I'm Ellie. Ellie had long brown hair and blue eyes. She didn't have any tattoos or anything. She looked so innocent. After everyone was introduced, we hung out for a while. Turns out Ellie is not so innocent. That girl knows how to cuss. Tess was really hyper the whole time and loves a good joke. Alex is the calm one in the group, and it turns out he's bi. People had made fun of him, so he tried to commit. But his boyfriend saved him. Once I got home, I was so much happier. Days passed and I hung out with more of my friends. I stopped cutting and drinking so much. I still do drugs a bit, but I've been trying to stop slowly cutting myself off. I finally found people who will like me, and I like them. They're like my family, with Ellie, Tess as my sisters, and Alex as my brother. As for Ash, he's the one who decided to make me feel better. However, I feel like he's more than a friend. The way he looks at me, I think he likes me. Or maybe I'm just high. After 3 months had passed, we had all healed a bit. Tess was less hyper, but she was happier than she had been. However, Ellie seemed to have taken the calmness that Alex had possessed. She never talked much anymore, and had a vast look in her eyes, like she wasn't with us anymore. Ash and I were an official couple now, and I was happy to have him. He even asked me to dinner at the mall, at the exact restaurant Glenn had taken me to. I walked to the entrance of the restaurant. It wasn't too busy, considering it was a Friday night. As I walked to the entrance, I thought I saw a familiar face. I looked at the face and saw the person staring at me. I gasped in disbelief. It was Glenn. Hello, Kitty? Is that you? He asked in disbelief. I couldn't believe this. He actually was here. I stared at him angrily, didn't say a word. Baby, what the fuck happened to you? Oh, it doesn't matter anymore. Come give me a kiss. He leaned forward and tried to give me a kiss, and I punched him straight in the face. Ooh, baby, you're in a bad mood, he noticed, rubbing his face where I slapped him. You're so fucked up. What did you do to yourself? Seriously, do you think you actually look pretty? He then punched my face extremely hard. I fell to the ground and cut my cheek through the pavement. Come on, babe, let's do it tonight. I looked at him and put my other hand around his. Then I squeezed it as hard as I could, breaking his fingers. What the hell is wrong with you? You broke my finger. Why? He kicked me as I was laying on the ground. I finally replied, you broke my heart, so I broke your fucking finger. He kicked me again. I started to cough up blood. The restaurant was pretty much deserted. No one was around. What the fuck did you do to her? I looked up and saw Ash. He pushed Glenn straight in the face. You fucking animal, don't ever touch her again. Ash kicked Glenn in the balls, and Glenn fell to the ground, but he got up and grabbed Ash. He threw Ash to the ground. Ash, no! I got up and limped over to Glenn. I got my nails and clawed him in the face. He grabbed my shoulder and threw me to the ground. I hit my head on the pavement, and my vision was blurry. I was gonna pass out, but I had to stay awake. I crawled over Glenn and pulled his leg under. Ash started running, and I threw up on his shoulder. He sighed and put me in the back of his car. He buckled me in, got in the driver's seat, and drove away. I looked in his face, and it started to seem to glow. Then, everything went black. I woke up and sat straight in my bed with my fist out. My whole body hurt. I cried out in pain, laying back down. Then I realized I was in my room. Where am I asked myself. You're in my room. Ash stepped in and walked over to the bed, held my hand. I took you to the hospital. They said you had a few broken ribs and bruises, patched you up, but gave you some drugs to keep you asleep. I took you to my house and put you in my bed. Where's Glenn? I asked nervously. Ash frowned. He got away. I don't know what happened to him or wherever he went, but you're safe now. Do you want anything to eat? Even though I rejected food, Ash made me some toast. I kissed Ash goodbye, and he drove off. I walked to my front door and gasped in horror. On my door, painted what looked like in blood, "Go kill yourself, worthless bitch." I opened the door, ran to my house sobbing. I think I knew who wrote this. Glenn. Goodbye. Then the world went black, and I drifted off into nothingness.